Where did they come from? Those who call themselves Americans. They are the descendants of desperate English settlers who crossed the ocean. The offspring of enslaved Africans, shackled and torn from their homeland. Immigrants fleeing famine in Ireland, chasing dreams from Italy, China, Vietnam. And the native peoples pushed away from the lands that once belonged to them. Somehow, they all came together to write the story of a nation, the American people. When the first Europeans set foot on this land, they brought no gold or riches. They brought something else, belief that in a faraway place, they could start again. No king, no forced religion, no ruling class. The English built 13 colonies. The Dutch founded New Amsterdam, later known as New York. The French and Spanish came too, but they weren't the first. Millions of Native Americans had lived here for generations, only to be driven away, killed, erased from the maps. This is the first paradox in American history. A nation built on the dream of freedom, but born through blood, genocide, and slavery. In 1776, they had had enough. 13 British colonies broke ties with the crown to pursue the first American dream to live. To be free, to seek happiness. They defeated an empire. George Washington refused to be king and chose to be president. And thus, a new nation was born, not of royalty, but of a constitution. But the truth was that freedom was not for everyone. In 1861, America split in two, the North and the South. It was no longer just politics, it was a moral battle. Are slaves even considered human? Abraham Lincoln, imperfect yet visionary, led the North. Civil war erupted, lasting 4 years and claiming over 600,000 lives. The North won, slavery was abolished, but prejudice and segregation lingered on for over a century. The 20th century saw America rise like a giant. Immigrants poured in. Railroads, cars, telephones, electricity transformed wilderness into cities. But the American dream was not for all. The poor, the colored, the women, the native people were pushed to the edges. Then came 1929, the bubble burst. The Great Depression shook the entire nation. And when war came again, America abandoned isolation and stepped onto the global battlefield. After the war, America emerged as a superpower. But inside, its people began to ask, what does freedom really mean? Why am I still denied a seat on the bus, just because of my skin? Martin Luther King Jr. spoke out. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. The people marched for equality, for voting rights, for an end to racial injustice. Small voices gradually reshaped an entire nation. America in the 21st century is a land full of contradictions. The wealthiest yet most divided, the most advanced yet still deeply unfair. From the tragedy of 9/11 to the COVID-19 pandemic, from protests in the streets to triumphs in space, Americans keep going forward. Not a perfect nation, but a nation always struggling to become better. Who are they? The Americans. They don't share a single bloodline, a single faith, or even a single past. But they do share one belief, that every person, no matter where they were born, has the right to write their own story. And it is that belief that makes them American.